Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Friday, everyone. Friday the 3rd of July, which I guess makes it July 4th Eve. I'm sure some people will start lighting up some fireworks tonight, including maybe myself. I don't know, we'll see. My son and I went to a fireworks stand today and picked up not a huge stash. I think we spent about $130 or so and got some fireworks to shoot off, so should be fun. Anyway, everyone have a safe and sane 4th. Make sure you don't blow off any fingers, toes, eyeballs, blow out an eardrum, etc. Please don't do that. Anyway, why don't we go ahead and talk about what happened here today at Vintage Classic Specialist, because I know that's why you're here. So, you know what, guys? I had so much momentum going here on the wiring on the beautiful Java Green 67 that I just kept working on it. And it was hot here today, and I know it's a lot hotter in a lot of other parts of the country, but it was, let's see, I think I saw in my car, it was like 90 or 92 today. And it got warm kind of in the morning, and so I was going to take this car for a drive. I was going to take the yellow/Ravana green Beetle for a drive, and I don't know, guys. I was just really getting into the wiring work here. And then it got kind of hot, and I didn't want to drive a Beetle around and get all sweaty and gross. So I just decided to stay in my shop and get sweaty and gross and continue with wiring. So anyway, that's pretty much what happened today. So probably Monday, I'll go ahead and start putting some miles on this one and the green 74. But for now, and actually this one too, I need to start driving it, see where we are with this one. Kind of worked on it a lot and then took a break for a week or so. And so yeah, I need to take it out and take it for a spin and see what's going on, see how it's running and driving now, and if it's ready to go back to the owner, or if, like I mentioned before, we might need to replace, I think it was that carburetor there that it seems like the shaft is a bit wore, but we shall see. That's why I need to drive it, see how it's doing. When I did drive it though, that little thing pulls hard. I don't think that's a stock 1600 dual port with a little header on it. It felt, and obviously the dual carbs, it felt like more than that to me, but who knows. Anyway, super fun little car to drive, especially now that it has brakes. Brakes are always good. Okay, so how about this one? So pretty much today, continued on wiring, and I guess I'd say wiring related stuff. So as I was going through wiring it, I realized I had never done anything to the turn signal stock for it, which of course is, you know, a decent amount of the wiring on these. And on these cars, the high-low switching for the headlights is actually on the turn signal switch. Unlike earlier cars where it's a button on the floor, it's on the turn signal switch on these. So yeah, anyway, that stuff is all, it's a bit more wiring than on like an earlier car, because you do have some extra wires for the high-low relay, and you have a relay here and stuff like that. Anyway, so went ahead and pulled the turn signal stock off the column and tested it out. And it seemed, according to my ohm meter at least, that everything, the turn signal function and the high-low headlight switch function were all working, which is great because the aftermarket replacement turn signal stocks that fit these cars are pretty junky. And so you're always way better off if you have a good original one, which I think is the case here. So took that, cleaned it out. It had a lot of overspray and stuff on it from when we painted the car before we, you know, back when we were still like in the primering phase of this car. So it had lots of, you know, primer overspray and stuff. It was pretty gross. So I took that and cleaned it real good. And then we will paint it the correct color, which is called gray black. So I got that to my painter. And while I was at it on the steering column, I also took the tube that runs there that's also supposed to be gray black. So he'll paint that. He'll paint the turn signal switch itself. I went to Washburn's Metal and exchanged and got a rebuilt e-brake handle because the one for this car was literally broken. I've got a new pedal assembly that I'm also will be getting from Washburn's or a rebuilt original one, because the pedal assembly for this one is a total nightmare, and it's been like welded on and stuff like that. There's no way to get it apart because somebody welded it all up and it needs to be taken apart and gone through, and it's not worth it at that point that it's been welded, into one piece essentially. So I will be getting a rebuilt one with original parts from Washburn, so that'll take care of the pedal assembly. Anyway, so back to the wiring. As you can see, I did go ahead and stick the speedometer in today, which I had previously gone and done like a cosmetic restoration on. And as you can see, it cleaned up pretty nice. New gels in it there for the indicator lights. And yeah, polished the chrome bezel inside there and the lens, and cleaned the face of it real nice. Left the original needle with its little bit of yellowing and stuff like that. I actually really like the way that looks. So yeah, I got that on. Put on all of the switches because I got the little aluminum nuts for those, so that allowed me to put those on, and then which in turn allowed me to do a bunch more wiring. So you can see there, got the headlight switch all wired in. The wiper switch itself is wired, but obviously the wiper motor is not in, so those are just kind of hanging there for now. And also got the blue flasher box from Wolfsburg West. They make these that are very correct looking for these cars, using the original high-low relay here, which I'm assuming works. I guess we'll find out, but it's in really nice shape and it looks cool with all the writing and stuff on it there. I don't think that's an original one, but it seems like it's probably a very old replacement one. So I kind of like it. We're going to see if it works. It looks much better than a plastic one. So yeah, lots of wiring here that I was able to do once I got the switches and stuff mounted, once I got this relay here, or the flasher unit, and was able to mount this. This brace piece here I dug out yesterday and cleaned it up and stuff, and then put a coat of paint on it this morning because that's of course needed to mount all this stuff on. So yeah, actually guys, pretty much the under the hood wiring, with the exception of the wiper motor, is pretty much done. So knocked it out relatively quick, I'd say. So yeah, I think pretty sure everything is done under here right now. So yeah, I think one of the next steps for this car, which I believe they are finished with their final polish now, will be to go ahead and start bolting fenders on here, and then continue with the wiring of the headlights and indicator lights and so on. But yeah, this car is moving right along. I do need to send out a batch of stuff to powder coating, which I'll probably do Monday. The headlight assemblies need to go out, and a bunch of other random stuff for this car needs to go out so that I can continue to assemble it. One of those things is the front face, the front grille of the horn needs to go out, and then also the arms and the I don't know, sort of chassis or whatever you want to call it for the wiper assembly, all needs to go out for powder coating. And let's see what else here. I got a laundry list of all the things that I did today on this. The cleaned some parts and got them ready here because some of the stuff has to go in. For example, the center dash vent, clean it up, and it's in pretty nice shape. So we'll probably go ahead and reuse this. This has to go in before the wiper assembly because it's kind of up behind it there. So that's got to go in before the wiper. So got that all cleaned up. And took the screens for the dash and cleaned them up. They were all pretty gross, so got those ready to paint. And then I need to check with the owner and see if he's going to want a speaker in there. So because that will affect whether or not I'm covering both of these with vinyl or not. If we're not putting a speaker on this side, then this will get vinyl that will cover the whole thing. If it is getting a speaker, then obviously you can't have a piece of vinyl there blocking the sound. And so, yeah, some little details like that to work out with. Check with the owner on, again, whether he wants a speaker in the original location there. I did get most of a Z-bar for it today. The one on the car was really bent up. I'm still missing one piece, though. The guy that I got this from was missing a piece, and naturally, one of the pieces he's missing is one of these rods here. And it's the rod that on the original one off the car is bent really bad. So I may still be on the search for one more piece here for the Z-bar, which is the kind of rear suspension, kind of like an anti-roll bar, but almost the opposite of an anti-roll bar, otherwise known as the sway bar. Kind of the opposite of that. But anyway, so yeah, still got to dig up some parts for that. Hop on the Samba or something, see if somebody's parting one out or whatever. The other thing that I did related to electronics is went ahead and did a cosmetic refresh here on his fuel gauge. So it was pretty gross, and the lens on it was gross and had some light scratching and stuff like that on it. So went ahead and disassembled it and cleaned it all up. So on the fuel gauges, on these, the lenses on them are actually plastic. This is a plastic lens on here. It's not glass. So if you go to take one apart, I'm sure you would notice that it's plastic, but you can't just go crazy with like 000 stainless steel like we do on the glass lenses for, say, the speedometer. If you do that, you'll just make it foggy essentially. So pretty much I took some polish and just polished it out carefully with a microfiber cloth on both sides. Got all the light scratches and pitting out of it, and then went at the bezel here with 000 steel wool once it was off, and then cleaned the face and stuff in here, blew the whole thing out, cleaned the whole back of the housing with 000 steel wool, and that's it. Put it back together. So looks really good, and the needle is kind of a good match to the speedometer needle, which again I didn't replace. So they're showing their age, but to me in a good way. So that is ready to go in once the grill goes in on that side of the dash, of course. And there's no real wiring here. You just stick a bulb in it because it's mechanical. There's the cable right there. The other thing I did, since I was talking about the steering column earlier, that I just wanted to share with you guys is the steering column bearing on these cars is rebuildable. I almost never replace these with new ones because, again, original parts pretty much always better than replacement parts. And I have in the past had issue with the replacements of these. Guys, this thing is so easy to rebuild, it's not even funny. There's basically this C-clip that you can see right here. You can see the open ends of it. So take yourself and spread out a towel of some sort and work over the towel, and then pop this C-clip out, and then this center part here will come out in that direction, and all the bearings that are in there will also come out. And so basically what I do is just clean the ball bearings. There's probably, I don't know, guys, I didn't count them. There's probably like 20 in there, plus or minus. Clean those, and then clean the surface on this inner part here and the surface on the outer part. You'll see where the bearings ride. Clean those all, wipe those down good. And then basically what I do is take the inner part here and set it this way. So again, the outer part's not on. And put like bearing grease all around the surface where the bearings go. And then you can just set the bearings one by one into the little area where they sit, and then grease the mating surface for the bearings on this outer piece, and then just reassemble it. The bearings will stay put while you're reassembling it because they're kind of stuck on there with grease. Put the clip back on, and this thing's good for another 60 or 70 years. So yeah, rebuild these. They are amazing, and I think I would be surprised if one ever wore out. I don't know if I've ever seen one that was actually wore out to the point where I wouldn't use it. Pretty much we rebuild these. So there you go, there's a tip for you. And then you can just like gently tap it back into the end of the steering column tube. Oh, by the way, to get it out of the steering column tube, what I do is I use the steering shaft itself and kind of like tap this out from the inside there. Just work your way around it. It'll come out. It's just sort of pressed in. You can see the little ridges here that give it some friction as it goes into the end of the steering shaft. So yeah, just tap it out, take your time. It'll come out. It's not, welded in there. There's no retaining clip or anything. It's just like a little friction there. So rebuild these, and it's kind of satisfying because after you rebuild them, they're super smooth and should be good for another, 60 years. So there you go. Yeah, I think that's it today, guys. Pretty much just worked on this one, wiring and some other wiring related things and some steering related things, and picked up, like I said, picked up an e-brake handle, and have on the way, at least when they're finished building it, a pedal cluster. So slowly but surely, the guys at Washburns are expecting the chassis for this car to be done probably like first thing next week. So yeah, I kind of need to get things moving here, because I need to put this body on the chassis pretty quick, because until we do that, it's going to be taking up 2 spaces in our shop. And we don't have a lot of spare space in our shop, so we don't want that happening for any longer than necessary. So that is it for today, guys. I will be in tomorrow for a little while, probably tinker around with some of my own cars. I don't even know what I'm going to do on them at this point, but I will be in for a little while doing that. So if you're bored on the 4th of July, check out the channel and you'll see what I did on my own cars. And so that's it for now, guys. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.